Another unconventional strike which I saw recently, kind of like a pole arm, a stiff arm, and not the kind of the clothesline shot from the bicep that you're familiar with. This is something it's almost like the worst kind of haymaker that you will see in a street fight, where people straight arm throw. They'll throw a straight arm and it travels. It takes a really long time. You see it coming a mile off. It's similar in the sense that you're recruiting the same gross motor, instinctual, big animal movement that's going to draw on all of the power in your body. I'm going to make a few little adaptations to make that more practical. Versus a boxing right hook. The advantages of this are that instead of the fist being my weapon, this small area of the body being my weapon, I'm going to make this whole forearm and the fist a weapon, which means I've got a much bigger weapon. And the way I'm going to use it means that the target area is not just the jaw, it's kind of anywhere around the head and the neck. So I'm expanding the weapon, I'm expanding the target too. Now I don't want to stand here and swing on this axis point here like you would see this misused in a street context. If I miss, even if I hit, I'm left completely vulnerable to whatever comes back at me. I'm also gonna have to try and clear the shoulder with this shot. So I'm exposing too much risk with that kind of a shot. I wanna move off line so that I'm taking myself out of the line of fire. And I wanna use that also to drop weight in a falling step sense. If I'm here and I swing this, I'm not really dropping any weight. I'm just relying on that swing power. But if I drop weight, I drop myself out of that center line, so I'm much harder to hit. Plus, they're following me with their eyes and they're losing sight of what's coming around the corner. And with tunnel vision, this is important. Now, playing with this, you can generate a really massive amount of power. And it's worth playing with, because this comes in head area, neck area, particularly the neck area, around the back of the neck. Someone is going down from this shot. I don't want to really hit with this back part of my hand here, because these bones are quite weak. I don't want to be hitting with the knuckle. I don't want to be hitting with this part. These bones are weak too. And I don't want to be hitting with the base of the fist, because that skews up all the alignment of my arm there. For me, I played with this, and this alignment is the most forgiving. So I'm going to hit with the top part of the hand or this forearm. I don't want, ideally, to be landing with that forearm against a hard joint, because that could do me some damage. I'm aiming, hopefully, for this fist area, but I'll take the forearm if I can get it. So I'm going to drop weight, and I'm going to come off center line, and I'm going to let that arm go. And when I let that arm go, it's clumsy, but man, it's got some power on it. I could take your head literally off with that shot. So, and what I've found also, which is surprising, is I don't need to be accurate at all. I pretty much guarantee that I'm going to land the way I want to land with this shot on that target, which is surprising because it's clumsy. I'm taking myself offline, and I've got a big swing going on there. In boxing terms, it's difficult to land on a small target with so many variables, but with this shot, whoosh, I can really get that target every time. And it's big, the power is big. So definitely worth playing with. And like all the best self-defense techniques, there's very little skill involved. It's very intuitive, it's very monkey. Ooh, It's very monkey indeed. Defensively, I'm not in the best shape. This wouldn't pass in a boxing ring. I'm not in the best shape with this, but I've taken myself offline. I've hit them from outside of tunnel vision, woo, which is as much as you can hope for on the street, really. I'm in a good position of balance to come back, if I need to, from the other side. I do need good biomechanics though. I want to throw this with good biomechanics, and that's something you will have to drill. Clumsy as this technique is, I want those biomechanics, because without that commitment of the body, that falling step, I'm not going to really get the power that this technique really needs to make it worthwhile. I've got a shortened kind of interpretation of this I can do with a slap. I mean, I can slap this way, the same way, the same kind of pattern for that. I could use that as a slap if I wanted to. But for me, if I want more of a controlled hybrid of that, I'm going for something which is a kind of a halfway house. So I'm going to whoosh, I'm going to get some of that offline, drop, falling step, the good biomechanics. I'm going to throw that slap, but it's going to be less of a straight arm, more of an overhand kind of shot. But again, you're still feeling that strong power. More painful on the hand than this, but whoosh, unlikely to cause you injury. Again, whole arm becomes a weapon. If I miss with this slap or with this kind of shot, and I'm close enough, I'm still going to take a lot of energy from that shot and put it into your head, your arms, your neck, hopefully, which will unbalance you, pull you over, knock you senseless, in which case I've got you in some kind of a frame here. At least I'm well positioned then, and I can come back with something from this position here. Worst case scenario, I missed, I'm going to have to deal with that. But as long as I've got that good biomechanics, I've got the base and the balance, I can come back from that. So give this shot a try.